up, good people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and today we're going to talk about my top 10 wide receivers. Keep in mind, my top 10 wide receivers. The 10 best guys I think are in this draft. We know there's going to be some disagreement, some what are you talking about, some where is XYZ, but keep in mind, you got to put a cap on it somewhere. And my cap was at 10. So these are the guys that I think are best suited in this year's draft. I'm okay when I do these top 10s, with other positions, but I got a pretty good track record when it comes to the receiving part. I had J Moore number 1 last year. The year before that, I had a couple of the top guys up there. So I feel like I'm fairly decent with this receiver, stuff. I know a little bit about playing receiver. So without further ado, I'm going to put the information up there, and then we'll start to talk about the guys starting at 10, going all the way down to number 1. But you'll see the whole list in just a second. Make that available to you. All right, let's get into it. All right, there's the whole list, and we'll start with number 10. Again, just like yesterday, I got some notes for each one, and we'll go through it. Number 10, Tyquan Thornton. I ran a 4.29 at the combine. Was the fastest wide receiver. I almost sure he was the fastest wide receiver. 6'2", almost 6'3" as far as height. He can win with speed, and he can win with 50-50 balls. So not only can he catch short routes and get down the field and run away from people, he can go deep and catch balls too, like running routes, and he can also go up and get jump balls. So he can do all three of these phases. Only thing is he don't really help. He's not a great blocker, and the conference is kind of watered down because the production, because Baylor throws it a ton. But that didn't scare me off of him. You can't coach speed, you can't coach height, and he got ball skills. And he's good in an RPO or a quick passing game. It's a hands catcher, not really a body catcher, even though there are some body catches in there. But you can't beat speed. You can't beat speed and height put together. He got a combination of that, and he got decent production at Baylor. And Baylor's not one of those, not to hate on the conference, but it's not Conference USA or the AAC or something like that. That's pretty formidable conference for wide receivers. All right, number 9, John Mechie. A lot of people don't like having Mechie up here. I personally do. He can run every route and put some flavor on top of it. So people's like, he's not very fast and all, but he can run every route and put some on top of it to get open. He can create his own space. He can win outside and inside. Not as fast as some of the others on this list, but he got elite hands. He got elite hands and elite route running. That's why John Mechie is on this top 10 list. And that's the guy from Alabama that does this little thing. You can't see me. That him. But he hurt though. And keep in mind, the people I got on this list, I'm not factoring in their injuries. I'm looking at potential. That's where I'm going. That's why they got there at potential. Number 8, Calvin Austin. Ran a 4.32. He does everything for Memphis. He ran jet sweeps, reverses, had good routes. Slick with his feet, on the line of scrimmage. He's very explosive. He can win inside and outside. Calvin Austin is an explosive guy. He's a guy that you can throw him a swing pass and he can be boxed in behind blockers, and then next thing you know, he shoot out of there and outrun everybody. Or you can get him on a jet sweep and he can get the edge in and outrun everybody. Or you can throw him a little hitch route, make a guy miss, and he can outrun everybody. He's super explosive, quick and fast, and you just gotta respect what Memphis is starting to put in the league. Memphis is starting to put a ton of talent in the league, and this kid right here is gonna fall right in line with that. Is he gonna be a superstar? Maybe not, but I think he'll come in and help a team, especially if they use him the right way. Cause he one of the, on my list is 2 guys that I think are just slotted as straight slot guys, and that's him and the guy above him. But he can win inside and outside. With that speed, you can just give him the ball and get him in space and let him do his thing. Number 7, Jahan Dotson, Penn State. He ran a 4.43. I think he's the best slot receiver in this draft, and I put slot in the air quotes. He's the best slot receiver in this draft. He gets in and out of his breaks with ease, plucks the ball from the air, and can win inside and outside. And if you've seen a highlight tape of Jahan Dotson, you see a ton of balls that he just go up, snatch them out the air, and some of them you don't even think he can catch. Like it was versus Michigan maybe, what looked like an overthrown ball. He high pointed it with one hand, stuck the other hand up there to grab it, while the defenders behind him trying to body catch it, thinking it was going to be an interception. I think he's the smoothest route runner in this draft. Size is maybe what hurts. He's not. He don't have that long, fast speed, but he's real quick. So that's why I think he's the best slot receiver in this draft. On top of the fact what he does with his hands. I mean, he plucks the ball out there. He just snatch him up. All right, let's go on to number 6. Treylon Burks. Everybody loves Treylon Burks. He's a do everything. Let's see what my stuff at for Burks. I don't need for Burks because I did a video on Burks. Burks played for Arkansas, and they used him so many different ways. They use him as a running back. They use him as a H-back. They used him as a slot receiver. They used him as an outside receiver. He did some of everything, and a lot of people compare him to Debo, but that's a safe comparison. There's no way around it. That's a safe comparison. He could run the ball in the backfield. He can catch the ball. He high points the ball. The only negative with Burks is he didn't run very fast at the combine for receivers, and his routes are okay. They're not bad. They're just okay. What up, Dre? What up, Godson, Charles, J. Will, Melvin? Well, that's the only thing with Burks. He ran like a 4.5 something at the combine, and he don't have the greatest route. Like he don't stick them routes and get in and out of them cuts quick. Now there's something he does. Like he got a post against, I want to say it was Auburn maybe, between two people. He just went up and got that thing. I think it was Auburn. It's on the tape I did. It was the last play. But they just ran that post route, and safety came at the last minute, and he went above both of them boys and brought it in. Now, he high points the ball, goes and get it. Tremendous athlete. All right, going to number 5, Jameson Williams. Another guy that's hurt. He got game-changing speed. Game-changing speed for Jameson Williams. He's a deep ball guy. He's the premier deep ball guy. You know, coming out. Other than one other person I'm gonna talk about. Like, so what I'm saying about Jameson is, even though you can get him on curls and you can get him on digs and snacks, baby, you want him going down the field. He can blow the top off of coverage and still, be able to help you in the intermediate game. I don't think you throw quick game stuff to him because of his frame. And, he can make people miss, but you don't really want him in that situation. You want him out in space trying to get over top of people. You want him to blow the top over coverage, and hopefully you got other guys to work underneath. He's a guy that can get over top, and when he gets over top, if you get him a good ball, he's going to go get it. That's what I give from Jameson. And the number 4 guy is extremely similar to Jameson Williams, Chris Olave, Ohio State. He's good on out-breaking routes. His situational awareness around the sideline, he's the toe drag swag man. But his greatest threat is get on top of people. He got world-class speed also. What I got for Olave? 4.39. Snaps his routes off after closing the cushion on defenders. He's a hands guy, doesn't mind climbing the ladder to go get balls. Understands zones and where to sit in space. So he just running through space. He ain't just a straight go get it, go deep guy. He can work in your space in the intermediates and get in those zones where he don't just run into people. And the last note I have for him is, what I just said. He's not just a deep ball guy. His intermediate routes are outstanding because of his deep threat speed. All right. Moving on to number 3, Drake London, USC. Again, Southern Cal it is. USC that way, not South Carolina. 88 catches in 8 games. He got a lot of targets. His 15 catch game, I think he had 20 targets. Followed that up with a 16 catch game. I think he had 22 targets. And the thing about that is there's not a ton of route running in those 2 games. A lot of those games are screens and like slants, which he runs a great slant. He does a good job of getting inside the defender, pushing up, making it look like it may be vertical, and then snapping that thing off. He runs great slants. So screens and slants were a huge thing for Drake London, but we need to see if he can get downfield and run routes consistently. There are a few routes on the tape I did of him where he definitely got deep on like a little hitch and go, a little double move, maybe he's faking a dig and went up the field. But you need to see that more consistently, and that's not his fault. That's just the way Southern Cal used him. I do like Drake because he will block your butt off. He'll block your butt off. Yeah, I know I'm team no block, no rock. So London will get after it in the run game also. Which leads me to my number 2 guy, which is a lot of people's number 1. I don't think there's a more complete guy as of, what's today, the 19th? As far as receivers on this list right here. Garrett Wilson is everything. He can play inside, he can play outside, he can beat you deep, he can beat you with the intermediate stuff. He don't mind blocking. He gets you yak, and I forgot to mention that about Burks too. Number 6, Burks. Burks is the ultimate yak guy. Traylon Burks from Arkansas, the ultimate yak guy. But Garrett Wilson can get you yak, and what's not to love about Wilson? Fast enough. Let me see what I have his 40 time on here. 4.38. He sets up his routes, so that means he'll run you on the slant, then he'll hit you with a sluggo, or he'll run you on the dig, then hit you with a digging up. He'll run you on the comeback, or he'll not comeback, he'll pat his feet and go. So he does a good job of setting up routes. So all throughout the game, you got to be on your toes because you don't know where he's going or what he's doing. He also got some swag in them routes too, so he can run the basic route, but add a little flavor to it and still get where he's supposed to be at the certain time. And at the certain time is the key. Just you got to be where the quarterback expects you to be, no matter what you put on top of your routes, no matter how much sauce you put on. All right, and number 1, George Pickens. The only thing that has hindered George Pickens in this draft process is the fact that he was hurt. I think he has the best hands, him and Dotson. I think he's like maybe on that second tier with route running with these guys. I think Dotson and Olave and Wilson run, maybe better routes, but not George ain't far behind. As far as his hands, elite. Hands elite. High point the ball, elite. Playmaking, body control, elite. All this stuff is elite. The only thing is hurting him is injury. But the number 1 thing that got him at the top of my board, he's a certified dog. That dog mentality. Like he wants the ball at all situations. He gonna fight for it. He gonna. You say something to him, he gonna block you to death, which he did Dax Hill, and he did somebody from Auburn like that the year before. There's nothing not to like about George Pickens. Nothing. The mentality, the ball skills, the speed. I think he ran a 4.4 at 6'3". 4.47, 6'3", elite hands, elite route running, dog mentality. That's what I got for George Pickens. And it's crazy with, y'all can put other guys out there. A lot of people like the kid from Cincinnati, the fast kid from, I think it's South Dakota State, maybe. It's about 15 or 16, maybe even 20 guys that could be on this list. But these are my top 10. Put your yays or nays in agreements or disagreements in the comment section. Matter of fact, don't put it in the chat box because we almost through. Put it in the comment section. I'll go through these comments real quick and see if anybody has some disagreements before we end this thing. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I like that number 1. Just need more. Yeah, that's how he was injured and stay healthy. Only difference I had was with numbers 3 and 6, Drake London and Traylon Burks. So you had Burks at 3 and London at 6. I need Pickens at 10 so he can make it to the second round. Melvin, he probably gonna make it to the second round anyway because everybody don't feel the way I feel. They don't feel the way I feel about him. I like Danny Gray more than Taekwon. That's fair. I just couldn't ignore that 4.29 and at 6'3", or almost 6'3". And Baylor ran a concept that I really like. And he caught that little short route a lot and made something happen out of it. Like, and the picture that's up there now, maybe one of those little scat routes where he just caught it, made a dude miss, and then outrun everybody. And that's I really like his home run ability. Godson Dre, what's up? Pickens is a dog. Yeah, we know he'll block. Yep. A 5-star recruit. Yeah, I saw him when he was in high school at a camp, and he was dominating people. Pickens plays like a regular, most definitely. Yeah, Pickens. I wish, Raymond. I wish. So tomorrow is going to be. I did O-line. I did receivers. I think tomorrow's D-line. 8 o'clock tomorrow. We'll be here again with D-line. I appreciate you guys for coming through. You see the top 10 there. There it is. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. I appreciate you guys. See y'all tomorrow, 8 o'clock, for the top 10 D lineman and edge, I think. And if it's not D lineman and edge, it is D lineman and edge, I think. I don't know. Y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all get it tomorrow. Just make sure you be here at 8 o'clock. All right. Love y'all. Peace.